Welcome to Master Domaining. I'm Gene Pimentel, and today I'd like to give you an actual case study in negotiation. Most contacts you'll get inquiring about your domain name will be very short, quick, and to the point, with little need for extensive negotiation. I wanted to show you one of my case studies of just the opposite. This particular inquiry turned into a rather long, drawn-out negotiation, but don't let that concern you. It really is an easy process. You just need a lot of patience for situations like these. The following is an actual inquiry/sale that I experienced with one of my domain names. Go over it a few times to pick up the nuances that you can apply to your own inquiries when the time comes. Here's how the process went. It was a young lady who first emailed me with a very brief message. Would you consider selling this domain name? That's all there was. This strongly indicated to me that this was a very serious interested party. Why? Basic human psychology. Most offers that come through ramble on and either make an offer or ask for a price right from the start. I felt this was someone who knew how to play the game. They wanted me to make the first move in the price war. I decided not to respond to that first email to test my theory. If they were as interested in the domain as I suspected, they would ask again soon. Sure enough, 3 days later, I received another email with another very brief message asking the same question as before. I waited 2 days this time, then replied with, I wouldn't rule it out, but it would have to be a very substantial offer as I'm currently using this domain for my business. Have a nice day. The next day, an even shorter email from her. What is substantial? I replied the next day with, I would not consider any offers of less than $12,000. Are you noticing how short my replies are and not trying to sell? Several days later, she emailed me with, is there any way you could take $4,000 for it? Now mind you, I knew I had a serious buyer on my hands at this point, and it was time to really play the game. So I waited several days to let them sweat a little bit and let them wonder if I dropped the issue because of their low offer. I finally replied to the lady with, I'm sorry, but as I mentioned last week, I can't consider any offers of less than $12,000 as I'm using this for my business. She replied, within hours this time, I sensed she was growing impatient, and said, can I have my boyfriend call you? He's better at negotiating. Now there's a dead giveaway. I gave her my phone number, and the next day I got the call from a very friendly, down-to-earth gentleman. He said, Hi Gene, me and my girlfriend are starting a business and we're interested in your domain name. I could pay you $5,000 right now and use escrow.com for the transaction. I'll even pay the fees. At this point, I acted like I was growing very impatient. I explained to him everything I told his girlfriend and nicely said goodbye. Because of many things he said in our conversation, I suspected that this couple were actually working for a major corporation somewhere, acting as a mom-and-pop business. He called the next day and left a message on my answering machine. I was expecting this would happen, so I didn't pick up the phone. He said, Hey Gene, I've been thinking about it and we decided we could go up to $10,000. Please let me know if we can make a deal. Call me as soon as you can. So I waited another 2 days and called him back, and after a bit of small talk, I said, It's been nice talking with you and I really wish you well in your new venture, but $12,000 is my absolute lowest starting point. Notice I used the keywords starting point. I intentionally used those words so as to give the impression that I may even try to negotiate a higher price if he gave me the time to think about it. I got off the phone quickly and waited for him to make his last move. He called that evening and accepted the $12,000 price. He began the escrow, I transferred the domain, and I had the bank check in hand about 10 days later. Patience is your best friend in this business.